Hey guys, Prince of Macedon here, and as I said, I was going to start looking at some of the factions of Rome Total Realism, and once again, this is a early access, but if you guys want to try it out, there will be a public beta for this on December 2, 2016, but I just want to look at the Macedonians today, and they're known here as the Antigonids, after Antigonus, who founded this dynasty. So let's go look at some of the units here of Macedon. Now, they've got a lot of cool units that would belong to Macedon, but one thing that kind of bothers me is there's some units here that don't really belong, like, hold on, Libyan infantry, why are they fighting for Macedon? Scutarii infantry, I don't think they should be fighting for Macedon. Britannic swordsmen definitely should not be fighting for Macedon. Gallic swordsmen are okay. Britannic slingers, no. Iberian slingers, no. Numidian javelin, I don't think so. Definitely not Iberian skirmishers. Definitely not Germanic skirmishers. Or Egyptian skirmishers. So, they have a lot of cool units that do belong to Macedon. Like Thessalian Cav, that's great. Greek Cav, okay. Thracian Cav, yeah. Illyrian Cav, yeah. Paeonian Cav, yes. Barbarian Cav, it depends what kind of barbarian, so they could belong. Bastarna, yeah. Illyrian light infantry, Cretans, Rhodians. Yeah, these guys could fight for Macedon. But it seems like when you go on top here, there's a lot of generic units that don't belong to Macedon. Like, what is it, the Catrati infantry? No. So, I hope they go back and remove a lot of these units, because if you let some of these generic, or some of these units slip into a faction, it means you could get some really, cookie cutter matchups. I think each faction should be unique. I mean, there's some units that belong to every faction. Like, for example, like the Antigonids and the Seleucids would both have access to Companion Cav. That should be shared. But there's some things that don't belong to both, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna look at some of the units of Macedon that do belong in this game, that do belong to the Antigonids here. So let's put my general with the companions. Let's go find them. Let's go switch down here to the Cav units. Okay, so we can do General's Bodyguard. These guys, companions. We'll put my general here. I'll also get some Thessalian Cav. Let's put some Thracian Cav too. Illyrian Cav, why not? Paeonian Cav, yeah. Let's go see what those guys look like. Cretan archers, yeah, you've seen those guys. Agrarian javelin, yeah. We'll put a unit of Hoplites in. Thracian infantry. We'll put a Gallic swords in there. Let's get some Phalangites in. Where are they at? The Agema, the Peltist? Here we go, Phalanx Pikes. Get some of those guys. We'll get some Peltis, I guess. We'll just get that for now. Because we're just going to look at some of the units. We're not going to play an actual battle. I'll just put a peasant unit here. I just want to look at some of the units of Macedon. This is not even close to being all of their unit roster, but I just wanted to look at some of the units that Macedon would have. So again, this is a great mod, but I think there could be some tweaks here and there. But definitely, I would definitely filter out some of these units from factions. Okay, let's look at some of these units here. Up close, guys. So this is what your Illyrian light infantry look like. Pretty sweet. Let's start with the general, though. My general unit. Here he is. These are my companions. I put them in wedge formation. This is the way Alexander's companions would have ridden, in a wedge. They look pretty sweet. I do like that that look a little bit better than the black that Vanilla uses, because the black is cool looking, but I don't think it's realistic. It's cool looking though, for sure. Let's go look at the Thessalian Cav. I put them on my left wing here. Now these guys were every bit as strong as the companion cav. They were equally like armored, equally armed, and whenever Thessaly was, you know, threatened by occupation or having to give away Thessaly to the Romans or whatnot, yeah, that usually led to massive discontent from the Macedonians, because to them Thessaly belonged to them, and this is where a huge amount of their cav came from. So these are my Thessalians. This is your Thracian cav right here. See these guys? These are my Thracian cav. And this is my Illyrian cav. My Illyrian cav looks like the Greek cav of Rome 1. Different colors. Let's go look at my Paeonian cav. This is considered medium cav. Very cool. Sweet helmets. Let's go look at the barbarian cav. Now I'm glad they just called him barbarian, because you can get away with using these guys. They have a more generic term. You know, not a term that's specific to any region, so these guys could get away with being in your army. Let's go look at my Illyrian light infantry. These guys. Okay, I showed you them at the beginning. Here's my Agrianian javelins. Oh, very nice. I'm glad they made them look like that. A bit more heavily armored. Hoplites. Now remember, Alexander used some Hoplites. At least at the Battle of Gaugamela, he used them kind of more in a reserve situation. He put them in the back to guard his camp. But he did not put them on the front line at Gaugamela. Let's go look at the Thracian infantry here. Oh, sweet. Those cool looking samurai swords. I love it. Gallic swords. These guys fought pretty much for every army in the world. Gallic swordsmen. Obviously there's exceptions to that, but yeah, these guys fought for Hellenistic powers. Here's my phalanx. And you've already seen my phalanx units. They look pretty cool. Very fitting. And finally, let's go look at these peltas here. So yeah, that's just a look at some of the Macedonian, some of their units. Now there's a lot more. You know, a lot more of those do belong in the Antigonid army. But like for example, the units of Britannia, I don't see why they added them to the Antigonid list. I think they should get rid of some of those and make each faction look unique. Except when there are units that do belong to everybody, leave them. But when there's units like Britannic swords that don't belong to a faction, take them out, because they kind of ruin the faction composition, if you ask me. Because what if someone just spams Britannic swords? It wouldn't look right as the Antigonids. Well, you can spam other units like other mercenary elements, but not units from Britannia. That doesn't make any sense. Nor units from Iberia. So let's look at the Antigonids of Macedon. And yeah. Are there any other factions you want to look at? Any other units you want to see? Let me know. Because I'm very open to suggestions for this week before Rome Total Realism does come out to you guys.